Hey guys, it's Spiritually Guided Shadow. It has been a while since I've made a video, and my deepest apologies for that. But I wanted to come on here really quick because I saw something on social media that was very disturbing to me, and I wanted to kind of touch on it and talk about it. And what it was discussing, basically choices. There was a post about, a mom, and she had a son, and her son had really long hair, and her son loved his really long hair. He didn't want to cut his really long hair, and she didn't cut it. She wasn't going to cut it, but she was making a post basically talking about like, oh my gosh, he has so much hair, why doesn't he want to cut it? I wish he would just want to cut it. Not being serious, but and so everyone's commenting under this video like, I don't know how old he was, but I don't know, let's say 7. He's 7. He's a kid. Why are you giving him the choice to keep his hair? Why don't you just cut his hair? And there were hundreds of comments saying, so now kids can control their parents and kids can make those decisions, and, why don't you just cut it? You're the adult. There were a few comments in there, of course, defending her decision. And I feel like she made the right decision. But there are so many comments saying, he's still a person. Whether he's 7, 17, or 67, he should be able to make a decision about what goes on with his body, especially when it's something like his hair. Of course, it might be easier for his mom to cut his hair. For her, it would be easier for her to maintain, for her to cut his hair, but it's his hair, and so, of course, being a parent, you raise your children and you're teaching your children how to be successful adults. Children are not made to be controlled by you from birth to 18, and then when they turn 18, then it's off to the world, make the right decision. You're supposed to be teaching your child how to make those decisions, how to stand up for themselves, how to survive in the world and be responsible and be respectful and be respected. You're supposed to teach them these things. So yes, they should be able to make decisions, especially when it comes to something like whether I want to cut my hair or let my hair grow. And so for me to comment back to a lot of people that didn't agree with her choice, and quite a few other people, we were kind of attacked. This is the young generation, and this is why this is why, the kids are bad and all these things. We were kind of attacked in the comments, and I thought that was insane, especially watching, a lot of the things that's been going on as far as, I know recently there was an incident in Texas, I think. I don't watch the news, so the little bits of information that I get are, from people posting, and I typically don't open the links or the articles, but I see what people, comment. So if I have the story wrong, my apologies, let me know in the comments. But there was a little boy, I think he was in Texas, and he had long hair, and he went to a school, and I'm assuming it was a private school, but maybe it wasn't. But he had long hair, and it was against their dress code, and they wanted him to cut his hair, either cut your hair or put on a dress, I think is what I saw. And he was young, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, he looked really young, and there was this outrage. How dare you tell this little boy what he needs to do to his hair to appease you, to make you happy? There's situations, there was a situation in high school where I believe a teacher was fired or charged for cutting one of her students' hair. He was another male, and he had long hair. There was an incident where a kid wanted to get a job, I think at an amusement park. I don't know where this was, but a kid wanted to get a job at an amusement park, and he too had long hair, and they wouldn't hire him because of that. So in the media, when you see other people talk about it, there's this outrage. Even for black women, I see that a lot in the workforce. You go to work, and your natural hair, you might have it in afro, you might have it in a ponytail, but it might be like a poof ball, or you have braids or dreadlocks. Like I have dreadlocks, and the HR department or your manager, whoever, they have a problem with how your hair looks because in their opinion your hair is unkept, and they want you to change your hair. They want you to straighten your hair or cut your hair or somehow make your hair more appealing to them, because they think that would make it more appealing to other people. They are not satisfied with your natural hair that comes out of your head, So we have all these problems in the communities, and then because it's not uncommon. I just so happened to see it yesterday and it made me want to make this video, but then we say, oh, this kid is 6. If you want to cut his hair, just cut his hair. I think that blows my mind. Kids should have choices, especially about things like that. Like, of course, they can't choose to pick up your keys and go joyriding in your car or what, obviously within reason. But when it comes to their body, why? There was an incident that I was looking at, same situation. I saw something on social media, but there was a little girl who did not want to eat meat. And I don't know, these are all younger kids, for some reason people seem to think the younger they are, the less choice they should have. When they're people, they know what they want. But anyway, this little girl didn't want to eat meat. So every time her mom would cook dinner or cook any meal and put the plate in front of her, she expected her to eat what was on the plate. And the little girl knew that she didn't want to eat meat for whatever her reasons were. And she was punished for that. The mom, you don't get this if you don't finish your dinner. You eat everything that's on your plate and things like that. And this little girl wasn't allowed to make the choice to not eat meat. She didn't have a problem eating her vegetables. She didn't have a problem eating everything else on her plate, but she did not want to eat meat ever. And her mom didn't allow her to make that choice for her body. Whatever her reasons were for not wanting to eat the meat, her mom didn't allow her to make that choice. Her mom kind of had the mentality, like a lot of the people in the post today, you're a child and, you're going to respect what I say. You don't get a choice. And then, kids grow up and they're afraid to make choices because they're taught their whole lives, I didn't have a choice. From birth to, whatever age they step out into the world on their own, I wasn't allowed to make these certain choices, even when it came to me, even when it came to my body, what I put in my body, what I, how I kept my body. I didn't have that choice. So I don't know how to make that choice now. And I don't know if me speaking up, saying I want to make that choice is going to be taken lightly. I don't know if I'm going to be punished for it, punished as in the workforce, punished as in their relationships, punished in any way. So a lot of times they just say nothing. They don't speak up for themselves. They don't try to make choices. They don't try to make decisions. They're not as responsible because they weren't given that right. They weren't given that power to choose. They weren't given that power to have an opinion. A lot of people think kids having an opinion is the same as kids being disrespectful. But then when they're an adult, they're expected to have an opinion. They're expected to be responsible and do these things when we didn't teach that to them. And if we did try to teach it to them by our actions, we didn't allow them to do it. We gave you this key, but if you put this key in this door and you unlock it, then I'm going to punish you. You just hold this key and you look at it and you know that one day you could use it, but you can't use it right now. And by the time they are able to use it, they don't know what they're doing with it. So, I thought that was insane. Kids should have choices within reason because they're little people. The only difference between a 7-year-old and a 27-year-old is time, experience, but why wait until you're 16, 17, 18 to experience these things? And then we all go through that crazy part of our life where we make all these insane decisions and mistakes and things like that, because the first large portion of our life we weren't able to do that. We weren't able to make the wrong choice. I would prefer my children have choices. I would prefer they make the wrong choice while they're young, while they're still in my house, so we can discuss it, so you can see this is what happens before you're grown, and it really, really matters. I would prefer that they understand that you do have a choice. You know, choices can come with consequence, they can come with reward, but you will always have to choose something. You know, let your kids choose, even if it's a small thing. Like, you know, I am not a traditional parent, and I don't really speak on my parenting, my family life, my, you know, things like that on this channel, but I'm not a traditional parent, traditional in the sense of you can't have an opinion, you can't ask me questions, you don't have any choices, because they're going to be people, they're going to be adults one day, and who they were raised to be is who they're going to be to some extent. You know, who are you raising? Are you raising someone that doesn't have a voice? Are you raising someone that can't choose? Are you raising someone that's afraid to be responsible because they were punished for trying to be responsible for themselves? You know, so think about it, because I thought that was insane. But I don't want to make this a super long video. Share this, because I know that we all know someone that feel like children don't have a choice when they do. So share this with someone that needs to hear it, someone that needs to think about it. Comment down below and let me know how you feel about children making the decision on, you know, how their hair looks or what they put into their body as far as food, you know, as long as they're healthy and things like that. Like, let me know what you think, and be sure to like this video, comment again down below, subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. I will be posting more and more videos. I took quite a bit of a break, so, you know, thank you for watching, and I hope you put some thought into it. Okay, see you guys next video.